Oh yeah. Smoosh. Oh. This photo is basically a Dave Matthews song. Giving me all the feels. That was nuts. Everything's moving out here. Everything's alive. Okay, so I keep saying so. I don't know why. And I do this a lot. I don't know if this is gonna become my thing, but maybe. So. I gotta stop saying so. So come out here to Blackhead today. I'm just out here in Blackhead, outside of St. John's. It's like a 5 to 10 minute drive from where I live. It's just beautiful out here, and it's quick to get to the ocean, and some of the best ocean that I've had the opportunity to photograph here in Newfoundland. So I'm very fortunate that this place is so close to where I live and I can come out here. A few days ago, last week maybe, I was here and I took a couple shots. It was very foggy, very misty. I took a couple like moody black and white shots that I quite liked, and I found these sort of, they're not really caves, they're more like alcoves or recesses in the rock, and at low tide, which is what we have right now, it's a lot easier to get in there. It's safer for sure to explore some of these compositions. What I'm really hoping to do here today is play around with the movement in the water. So I wanted to kind of demonstrate the effect that different shutter speeds have on the water in your composition. The ocean is like kind of a cool, moving, living animal in your frame. So you're never really quite sure what it's going to do, how it's going to add or detract from your composition until you start shooting. So just playing with the shutter speed will open up 5 or 6 or however many different compositions within that one frame that you set up, because the timing of the ocean, the crash of the wave, where it breaks, how slow that shutter is, if you're dragging, if you're making it smooth and silky, if you're trying to freeze the action at the peak, will change the mood, the emotion of the final frame. I swear to God, the hardest part of all of this is keeping upright, slippery. Okay, so as you can see, the sun has come out. It's broken through all the cloud cover that we have. When the sun breaks, we're starting to get this really cool sort of side light or backlight, and that's something that I wanted to try to shoot with a longer lens. I'm going to try to compress just to focus in on the wave itself and not so much the larger landscape, and it's also going to help sort of that compression helps sort of build, I guess. It makes it feel like a much more powerful piece, that one peaking, crashing wave, versus like a wide angle lens where that one wave kind of gets lost amongst a dozen other waves, unless the ocean's huge. So right now the ocean's small, so we're going to take advantage of a bigger lens to kind of make it look like it's a little more powerful and bigger than it actually is. The light's going to help. It's kind of the same idea as like side lighting athletes and things like that. It looks edgy and dynamic and powerful, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to do here with this one. So I'm going to throw the wide angle off and switch it out for my 70-200. Sort of in the same place. Just going to turn my attention this way. And again, wait for the light and wait for the water to add up. Whoa, this is tangly. We lost the light a lot quicker than I thought we would, which isn't that surprising. It happens. It's a lot of spotty cloud out here, and because we're down in sort of a secluded cove, it does. I have a funny feeling my head's chopped off. We are still getting some kind of cool reflective light, and every once in a while we're getting a semi-decent push. I mean, this is a pretty small ocean, which is fine. Normally I wouldn't be able to get this close in this particular space to the water line. It's usually well in past where we are right now. But I still wanted to throw the zoom lens on, the 70-200, rack it in really nice and tight, and just try to isolate where most of the power is breaking on this little rock sort of ridge line here in the background. It's not the shot I was looking for, which that's the way of things. That happens sometimes. I framed the sky out of my composition. There's just no way to shoot and balance the sky with the wave right now. Not for what I'm looking for. Not without doing like that exposure blend or using ND filter or something like that, a grad, which I'm not quite set up for right here, right now. It's sort of a run and gun situation sometimes when you're this close to the ocean and the light's fading fast, and I don't have all my stuff with me at this second, so I've just elected to frame the sky out. That solves that problem. How do you solve the problem of an overexposed sky? You frame it out of your composition. So that's what I got going on. I'm gonna take a handful more shots. I'll bring the camera. Hello, Court. I'll bring the camera around to the back so you guys can see what I'm framing here. Like I said, nothing super special about this one. The magic for this is all about getting the right wave and timing it. And if I do get the right wave and it's timed right, this composition, goes up several notches in my book. I'm waiting just for a slightly bigger push, essentially. I want it to come in from the lower right and kind of hit this highlighted section, this edge of the rock here, and curl back. Hopefully catching a little bit of light, backlight. That's another thing with these waves. If you can frame a crashing wave against a dark background, it's much more dynamic. Obviously, you're increasing contrast. You frame a white wave against like a bright sky or snow or whatever, an iceberg, you kind of lose a lot of that contrast and that sort of dynamic energy, that punch. Okay guys, I think it's starting to build again. You can see it's getting a little pushy, a little angry is what we want. But we are losing that light really fast now, so this might be the last couple shots here for this. Sort of the way of things too is that as soon as I break this setup down and pack up and start walking back, you're gonna get a phenomenal set roll in. That used to make me really angry and frustrated, but nowadays, well, what am I saying? It still frustrates me. What's happening right now is I packed up to leave, and this incredible cloud formation was basically sitting right behind me, and God knows how long it was behind me. That's like tip number whatever you want to call it. When you're hyper focused in on a composition, you're working it to death, take a second, put your camera down, turn around, and see what's going on behind you, because chances are probably something cool. And even if it's not, when you turn back to look at what you were looking at begin with, maybe you'll see it differently. Just building off of that crazy cloud and the cove that I was talking about, I came down a little closer to the water and framed it in portrait orientation. I got some nice landscape stuff, but then I decided to flip the camera and just change it up. So right now I'm working with a 1/5 of a second f/16 ISO 100, and it's really looking nice. Like, this is to be honest, one of the nicest sunsets I've seen out here in a very long time. So I am pretty excited. So basically what we've got going on is the cove, and like I was saying, the cove kind of mimics the shape of the cloud. You've got these nice leading lines pointing all the way out to Tor Bay there, and this leading line going off toward Cape Spear. And there's a lot of darkness on the lower half of the frame, and that's why we're dragging the shutter. What we're doing is we're filling the bottom half of the frame with that beautiful wash. And that way, we're filling up the bottom half of the frame with the necessary visual weight to balance out that crazy sky. This is the kind of stuff that, like, I just can't wait to get home and start editing. That's a good feeling. And that is what we're chasing. The ocean is, it's kind of, the ocean is the ocean is like slight variations in something as moving, slight variation, hey, I don't come in pushing you around. Yeah, so